Here we have a replay from Tirzus 99 versus Power Lich. Norska versus Vampire Coast. But I really like that name. Power Lich. It's good. Reminds me of my fellow YouTuber and amazing human being, Tactical Lich. Quick little Tactical Lich plug. If you haven't seen Tactical Lich's channel, just type in Tactical Lich into YouTube and go see that fine gentleman's content. Okay. This is not Tactical Lich, this is Power Lich. Lich of Power. Norska versus Vampire Coast. We have 3 armored skin wolves, 4 if you include the Maws of Savagery. Mixed feelings on that, though I know a lot of Norscan players have been taking the armored variants of the skin wolves recently, so I guess it's fine. They'll be a little tankier to the pistol mobs, but the Vampire Coast already have a lot of armor piercing in their crabs, in their pole arms, though this build didn't bring in very many pole arms, and then their handguns and Shade Wraith Gunners and stuff, all are armor piercing. So Norscan Ice Wolves, 2 Feral Manticores, Wulfric the Wanderer on foot, with all of his buffs otherwise, and then a front line of Marauders and a Shaman Sorcerer of Fire who is getting gadded right now. Does manage to overcast a Burning Head before routing. The overcast damage to do a little bit. On the other side, for the Vampire Coast, Shade Wraith Gunners already taken out a half HP by that curving, overcasted Burning Head. Or did it even curve that hard? They just dodge into it. Don't know. Count Noctilus, deckhands mobs, a couple handgun mobs, a bunch of pistol mobs, 2 hand cannons, interestingly enough, and then a whole bunch of crab mobs make up Vampire Coast build. Pretty straightforward. Norscan Ice Wolves and Skin Wolves diving into these zombie-powered deckhands mobs with polearms, but in the trees they'll get a couple buffs that their larger counterparts do not, or more accurately, their larger counterparts get debuffed. Whatever, you get the point. And they're fighting on top of halberds. This is a really good trade for the Vampire Coast so far, but nice little juke there for the Norscan Ice Wolves to get through to the back line, get on the Shade Wraith Gunners, who are one of the squishiest units in the entire game. They will die super quickly to this sort of attack, which is fine. I mean, they're such a good unit. The Shade Wraith Gunners are an amazing unit that it's fine that they have a weakness of low HP. Norscan Ice Wolves getting surrounded and dealing with those ethereal units. Did not like it. Did end up actually routing as Wulfric is going to finally get in here. The hand cannon mobs in the distance firing at the Feral Manticores at close range. Should get good damage, but Manticores and some other units have a weird hitbox for ranged, and like ranged units tend to aim just a couple inches above them, so only some of the shots hit. Don't know why that is, but that does tend to be the case. Norska's trying to get through on all the front lines. Manticore's doing a really good job disrupting some things, and a Sea Fang goes through a couple of the Vampire Coast units. Just trying to hurt them a little bit more, as even the polearms mobs in this flank area are starting to fall apart from the persistent attacks of Norska. Wulfric is getting to fight Count Noctilus, and that is a bit of his dream, though he is fighting on enemy chaff with none of his nearby at all. Meanwhile, Manticore is thinking about routing. Oh, but the Shade Wraith Gunners and a Wraith Storm try and kill the Shaman Sorcerer of Fire, who is back for a second Burning Head. Doing a little bit more damage to the Shade Wraith Gunners and really trying to get their leadership down to that crumbling point, but they finish him off without much issue and then get on with their lives. Manticore number 1 is routed. Manticore number 2 is getting close to that point as the Shade Wraith Gunners, with their discouraged effect on their bullets, makes it think about routing. Wulfric continues to fight Count Noctilus, which he is super happy to do, and Marauders are starting to get through that Vampire Coast front line that was pretty sparse to begin with. Norscan Ice Wolves moving on from killing off the hand cannons to routing, I guess. They were going to attack the crabs for just a little bit. Manticore still barely clinging to life as Marauders run forward, but they get discouraged, and they will rout of their own volition. Wulfric, no more chaff to distract him, does just get the straight 1v1 with Noctilus until another summon comes out. We have lost some crab mobs. This pistol mob is real, it's not a summon. The Shade Wraith Gunner is still alive for now. The Black Spot. I would tap my chest 3 times and spin around like the movie, but you don't get that in an audio format, so I'll skip the joke for there. Anyway, the Black Spot shooting at the Feral Manticore does finally get rid of it, freeing up this hand cannon mob that has been under duress pretty much all game. They don't have much life left in them, but they will turn and try and fire for a bit. The Shade Wraith Gunner is still getting shut down. Noctilus still fighting Wulfric. And honestly, Noctilus is doing way better in this fight than I would have imagined, so good on him. But his heal cap is approaching, and Wulfric's still overall winning, considering he has no healing and he's still beating up Noctilus. But yeah, I kind of thought Noctilus would be dead by now. Shade Wraith Gunners are gone, hand cannons are gone, Black Spot is almost gone as well. We still have the Lampeous Revenge and another gunnery mob. Rotting Prometheans variant. Noctilus. Healing himself up with the Invocation Heck, and a Wraith Storm hits the Skinwolves. Didn't bother throwing it at Wulfric. I think Wulfric might have been a better target there. Just attrition him out a little bit as dogs are supporting Wulfric in his fight against these deckhand mobs. And the Crabs have to come over and save Count Noctilus. If the Vampire Coast are going to win this game, they do have to bail him out. Hunter changes down onto him, lowering his melee defense down to 20. The Maws of Savagery think about committing to this fight and then actually just decide to back off as a Manticore is going to dive down into the Lamper's Revenge and get routed off. But Norsca just needs to make sure that this Lord duel keeps going. It's really on the Vampire Coast to stop it in some format. Noctilus is getting close to his crumbling point. There's a pistol summon. I wonder if they can shoot at Noctilus. Not Noctilus. Why would they shoot at Noctilus? Come on, Demon Boy, figure it out. Shoot at Wulfric. The dogs disrupt them for a bit. The Lamper's Revenge winning their fight over there, routing off everybody, but it is too late for Count Noctilus, and Norsca has achieved its aims as the Vampire Caster, and Lord is going to die, meaning no more summons for the rest of the game for them. And then it'll be just Lamper's Revenge versus the world, because without Noctilus alive, these guys will probably start crumbling any second now, so they'll slowly die of their own volition. Say goodbye to those crabs. And that's a summon. I mean, summon's not real in the first place. Alright, Lamper's Revenge, what can you do? You're very healthy, and you have your own source of healing. So honestly, you're kind of chilling. Nice use of the Sea Fang. Did not go after the summon with the Sea Fang, did go after the actual unit, and it is a halberd mob that had positive leadership, so really good targeting there. Skinwolves, Manticore, everybody dives in onto this area, try and shut down Lamper's Revenge, take them out, and Balance of Power is actually the Vampire Coast's worst enemy at this point, so if you can really just damage that Balance of Power, you could army loss this stuff and not make us actually fight it out. Because the Norsca doesn't have a ton left around the battlefield, so Lamper's Revenge could actually, if everything was unbreakable, Lamper's Revenge could maybe win this. Marauders, Manticore routing. Manticore actually shatters. Wulfric is trying to get into the fight, does pop Fight or Die to give Maws of Savagery a little bit more leadership and more melee attack, just keep him in the fight for a little bit longer, but they do rout at last. Other Skinwolves are in. We still have another Skinwolf off on the side that is trying to regenerate up before joining the fight. Now he's coming in. Maws of Savagery on their way out. Lamper's Revenge starting to crumble a little bit. Then they rally in the leadership department. Another Skinwolf routs off. More Marauders rout. And a Skinwolf that did rally over here has just shattered. So Bounce Power gets a little better for the Vampire Coast as Wulfric takes big damage. Can they stop the Lamper's Revenge? They are a terror in this late game. Is even Wulfric's gonna rout. That brings the Bounce Power really close back to the middle as more armored Skinwolves are here, but the Halberds are gone. That was a nice little supporting unit for these crabs. We'll see how long they can last, but those shotgun blasts to the face get the Skinwolves to rout yet again. Other Skinwolves coming back, Maws of Savagery coming back, but the Marauders that are in this fight are also gonna rout. Can they do it? Ah, those Skinwolves that were trying to come back do in fact shatter. More Marauders rout and shatter. Other Marauders were -4 for quite a long time, but managed to rally somehow, and the Lamper's Revenge trying to find a fight. Maws of Savagery and Wulfric really the last hope here for Norsca, if they can stay in it. 3,600 HP left on Lamper's Revenge. The Maws of Savagery go down to 800, but Wulfric gives some buffs, but the Maws of Savagery do shatter off. Other Skinwolves trying to come back. We'll see if Fight or Die is up from Wulfric soon to maybe keep these last Skinwolves in the battle. Wulfric has popped Sword of Torgald, gets him up to 800 weapon strength, though not a lot of it is armor piercing. It's just base. Other armored Skinwolves look like they're about to leave, but 0 leadership on the Lamper's Revenge. They're going to start to crumble, which is the kind of consistent damage that Norsca needs here. And Fight or Die was popped. Even that couldn't keep the Skinwolves in the fight. As Wulfric and his Marauders continue to grind through the Lamper's Revenge down to 1,700 HP. There are no Skinwolves left. Everything that's left on the map is in your screen right now. These Marauders are going to shatter, and them shattering might take another one with them. As they also shatter, the Lamper's Revenge are getting danger low. And they're trying to chase a Marauder that's already shattered, but all of a sudden, their leadership breaks, army losses hits. And Norsca prevails with just Foot Wulfric and 1 Marauder left standing. 3,800 value on Foot Wulfric. That is a sight. Skinwolves did fine. Firecaster got 600 value, but he got sniped super hard early, so I don't really blame him for not getting a ton of value. Norscan Ice Wolves did fine. Marauders did fine. It's a GG. For Power Lich! Noctilus got 1600 value-ish, which is nice, considering he was just fighting Wolfric all game. All three of the crab mobs did well. Shade Wraith Gunners did pretty well. Not value-wise, but they were really, really useful in a support sense. Hand Cannons, unfortunately, underperformed. The Halberd mobs did amazing. Black Spot and the Pistol mobs mixed value overall. And the regular zombies got wrecked. GG.
Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.